The papyrus, put it on my table every month. I don't wanna be sad. Don't even try to hide it. No, I don't wanna lose it. And you say how it is, it's so inviting. The papyrus, we're all so alive. The papyrus.
Hello and welcome to the Papyrus TV News Update. The headlines: Wave of defections rocks National Assembly as APC tightens grip on Delta. Boko Haram assaults barracks as House demands full-scale military security review. Tinubu's Health SSA launches bold push for women's care revolution. Federal court receives evidence of Kanu's Radio Biafra broadcasts. Speaker Abbas announces National Reconciliation Committee. Tinubu seeks 1.78 trillion naira budget for FCT in 2025. Atiku fires back at presidency, says Boala's attack shows APC fears opposition coalition. The details. A new chapter in Nigeria's political realignment unfolded on Tuesday, May 6, 2025, as 8 members of the House of Representatives formally defected from their original parties to new political platforms, further tilting the balance of power within the lower chamber. The most impactful shift came from Delta State, where 6 lawmakers from the People's Democratic Party (PDP) crossed over to the All Progressives Congress (APC, significantly consolidating the ruling party's influence in the South-South. The leader of the group, Representative Nicholas Mutu, a legislative veteran and the current head of the Southern Caucus, was joined by 5 other influential lawmakers, signaling not just a mass exodus, but a calculated political recalibration. With these defections, APC now controls 8 out of Delta's 10 federal constituencies, reshaping the state's representation in the National Assembly. Elsewhere, in Enugu State, Reps Chidi Obeta and Dennis Agbo left the Labour Party, citing protracted internal crisis and unresolved leadership tussles to realign with the PDP. Their departure reflects broader instability within LP, which has now lost 8 members since July 2024. Overall, the tally of defections since mid-2024 has reached 24, with the APC as the dominant beneficiary, having absorbed 21 defectors. The PDP and LP have suffered the greatest attrition, while no member has defected from APC to any other party, a trend that underscores the party's current political centripetal force within the legislature. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has launched an investigation into a major security breach involving the armory at Giwa Barracks in Maiduguri following renewed Boko Haram offensives in Borno and Yobe states. The call for a probe came after Honorable Ahmed Satomi, APC Borno, raised the motion of urgent public importance, highlighting the vulnerability of military formations and civilian settlements in the region. According to Satomi, the armed forces has suffered sustained assaults over the last 2 months, with mounting casualties among both military personnel and local residents. The attack on Giwa Barracks, which has been targeted repeatedly, underscores the growing operational boldness of insurgent groups. The House resolved to conduct a comprehensive security audit of all military installations in the affected areas and to support efforts aimed at reinforcing troop capacity and civilian protection. In another tragic security incident, the House condemned the recent massacre in Otukpo, Benue State, where armed headsmen reportedly stormed multiple villages, killing several people, including a retired senior customs officer, and displacing thousands. Honorable Blessing Onu, APC Benue, who brought the motion, described the long-standing insecurity in the area, lamenting that farming communities have been completely destabilized. She called for the immediate deployment of additional troops to forestall further bloodshed and restore agricultural activity in the affected zones. Continuing, in a bold move aimed at addressing entrenched inequalities in healthcare access, President Bola Tinubu has appointed Dr. Adanna Steineka as the Senior Special Assistant on Women's Health. Since taking the reins, Dr. Steineka has launched an ambitious national agenda centered on maternal literacy, HIV prevention, and reproductive health equity. Steineka, a medical doctor and digital health advocate, is leading from the front, introducing two major initiatives, the Women's Health Media Hub and the Healthy Women, Healthy Nation campaign. These programs aim to amplify women's voices in health policy making and improve access to life-saving information and services. She has also begun building cross-sector alliances with civil society groups, medical institutions, and traditional leaders to ensure sustainable implementation. According to health experts, her approach grounded in data, advocacy, and visibility marks a long overdue transformation in Nigeria's health policy landscape. The office is not just symbolic, it is a powerhouse for change, said Dr. Amaka Obo, a public health researcher. And with Dr. Steineka at the helm, we are seeing that political will paired with medical expertise can achieve. In another development, the terrorism trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, entered a new phase on Monday, May 5th, as a Department of State Services DSS officer testified that Kanu had admitted to running an illegal radio station and making broadcasts inciting attacks on Nigerian police. Led in evidence by the prosecution, the witness told the court that Radio Biafra, which operated on 102.1 FM and 88.0 FM, was never licensed by the National Broadcasting Commission. According to the testimony, Kanu admitted that he made the inflammatory broadcasts and that his aim was to secure the secession of the southeast and parts of Kogi and Benue from Nigeria. Defense counsel Kanu Agabi SAN objected to the prosecution's attempts to tender key evidence, including a video disc and a letter from the Attorney General, arguing that the defense had not received these documents. Justice James Omotosho upheld the defense's argument, ordering the prosecution to provide all materials in compliance with constitutional rights to fair hearing. The case has been adjourned to May 7, with further cross-examination expected. Moving on, Speaker of the House of Representatives Abbas Tajuddin has announced a multi-tiered legislative agenda as the National Assembly resumed from Easter and Ramadan recess. Top among the priorities is the establishment of a high-level reconciliation committee to help restore peace and democratic order in Rivers State, following the federal declaration of emergency rule in the state. Abbas stated that the ad hoc committee already on the ground in Rivers State is engaging stakeholders and a broader Senate-House collaboration will soon unfold to de-escalate tensions and rebuild institutional trust in the state and other flashpoints. He also condemned the escalating violence across the country, including killings in Borno, Kwara, Benue, and Plateau, and pledged increased legislative backing for intelligence gathering, counter-insurgency efforts, and improved civil-military coordination. On legislative priorities, Abbas reaffirmed the House's commitment to completing constitutional reforms and passing key bills, especially those on electoral reform, job creation, fiscal management, and social investment. He emphasized that the House will also intensify its oversight functions to enhance macroeconomic stability and disaster preparedness, particularly with looming forecasts of widespread flooding in over 30 states. In commemoration of the 10th Assembly's second anniversary, the House will host several public engagement activities, including a public policy dialogue, a citizens' roundtable, and the House Open Week, to showcase its work and deepen legislative transparency. Furthermore, President Bola Tinubu has submitted a statutory budget proposal of 1.78 trillion naira for the Federal Capital Territory (FCT) for the 2025 fiscal year. The proposal, read by Speaker Abbas during Tuesday's plenary, prioritizes capital spending on healthcare, education, agriculture, and youth empowerment. According to the president's letter, 85% of the capital component will be devoted to completing ongoing infrastructure projects, with only 15% reserved for new capital initiatives. The emphasis, he said, is on consolidating gains in social services and economic empowerment, with an overarching goal to lift as many citizens out of poverty as possible. The House is expected to fast-track deliberations on the proposal, which forms a key part of the Tinubu administration's 2025 economic recovery and development strategy. Conclusively, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar's media office has slammed Daniel Bwala, President Tinubu's aide on policy communication, calling his recent remarks disparaging and hypocritical. Bwala, a former Atiku campaign spokesperson who defected to the APC, had urged Atiku to retire from politics. In a statement on Tuesday, May 6th, Atiku's camp accused Bwala of seeking favor from a floundering administration and claimed the attacks show the presidency is rattled by an emerging opposition coalition led by Atiku. The media office said the coalition aims to rescue Nigeria from economic collapse, institutional failure, and democratic erosion. If Atiku is truly irrelevant, why the constant attacks? The statement asked, portraying him as the most formidable opposition figure ahead of 2027. It also dismissed Bwala's credibility, attributing his political relevance to his former ties to Atiku. No official response has come from the presidency yet, but the exchange signals rising tensions and early political maneuvering for the next election cycle.
The papyrus.